guy up there, and you feel like you got a guy totally turn around this franchise, you make the move. You make the move for that guy.
I agree with that, dude. Yeah, I agree with that, dude.
Hey guys, hold on.
Josh.
Hey guys, hold on for 1 second. Yeah, I don't know what just happened. What'd you say? No. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, the stream went down, and now I hear echo. I'm trying to figure out what happened. Okay. I don't know if it's still down or if it's back up or not. I don't know what just happened. Yeah. No, I'm talking about the stream. I don't know what happened to the stream. Huh? Is the Hold up, Ron. Is this Mark? You said the stream is back up on YouTube?
Yeah,
okay.
I couldn't get on Sportscaster the other day.
Yeah,
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, but
you know what it was? Andy was spending too much fire. The server couldn't handle it.
Hey, Mark.
YouTube couldn't hold me back, bro.
I advise everybody to take a look at dude highlights, man. Seriously, I'm not even joking, man. I'm surprised seeing the way this dude was playing. Sam, I kid you not. I'm surprised he ain't already in the league. Looking at how
Argentina always produce good players.
I'm surprised he's not already in the league. And I'm telling you, if he make it to the 10th pick in this, well, he can't be in the draft. So if he was in this draft, I'm telling you right now, top five.
See, this is the rhetoric though. This is the rhetoric that I don't know.
Like if he was in this draft, that's what I'm saying. If he had the skills that coming into the draft, you know, being in this particular draft with the skill set that he has, compared to everybody right now, he would be a top 5 pick.
So I agree that he's probably going to be a good addition.
I gotta see that video again.
But
go ahead, Josh.
I agree that he'll be a good addition for the team. There's no doubt in my mind. But at the same time, we're talking about this guy like he's better than a lot of the point guards that's in the draft as far as what they can give us as a team for the future. Like this guy,
he's also 5'10" also.
He's going to be a good role player. You know, I'm not saying he won't be a good role player, but if you have an opportunity to go up in the draft and get someone that can be a transitional, generational type player, you go do it. I'd rather take that guy or that person, the generational talent, rather than the role player.
But Josh, here's the problem. Here's the problem. You do that. You go up in the draft. You're going to give something up. You're going to either have to
exactly.
And what we're saying is that we've worked so hard to get this capital, to get these picks, and we just can't, you know.
I don't know if working hard is the right thing to say.
No, not working hard.
Working at all.
Okay, I'll say we've earned it. We've earned these, you know.
No, we didn't earn this pick. We didn't earn this.
Hey guys, let me get to a phone call real quick. Call you live. What's popping?
Yo, Black, it's time. Shout out to the chat. What's good, Sim?
Yo, what's going on, man? Just trying to figure out what's going on with this. I don't know. Somehow, some way, everything shut down. Then it came back up. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I see.
You gotta blame it on KP.
Let me just unpack a few things real quick, and then I'll get to the Shiro guy who's talking about.
All right, go ahead.
So first, Mike Woodson.
All right.
Definitely a great hire. He should have never been fired in the first place. I just wanted to make a quick point to dude on the top in the middle. What's his name? He was asking about Woodson.
Oh, Eru?
Yeah, Eru.
From Die Hard Knicks. He's from Die Hard Knicks podcast.
Yes, my guy. You're right. You got the 52 win team. The next year, like everybody mentioned, the whole team was hurt periodically throughout the year. We ended that season on like a 16-4 run. missed the playoffs by one game. I watched a Woodson interview where, he credited that as his favorite season as a head coach because of how hard they fought, how they stuck together through the adversity and things like that. Also, he was willing to come back in any capacity this time. Assistant coach, head coach, development coach. Like, he just wants to be in New York. You got to respect that. Similar to
I respect him. Yeah.
As far as it being his dream job. He had a shot at it, got a raw deal. He wants another shot at it, any capacity. So I respect that about Mike Woodson. As far as some of the other head coaches being no names or whatever, I disagree with that as well. We pulled two head assistant coaches from, two winning organizations in the Jazz and Kentucky. And then if you listen around the NCAA and if you listen around the Jazz organization, you hear nothing but praise as far as, these hires, these guys that we were able to pry away. So they may not be the top guys in these organizations, but they're the number two guys as far as the coaching staff. So I think, they do have value, and I wouldn't consider them like, no names. And then Thibodeau got to bring in his two head guys. One of the guys is his usual associate head coach, who's going to take a lesser role and still come on board, because you got the guy from Johnny Bryant who's going to be the associate head coach. So, I mean, the coaching staff as a whole, I love the moves. I think it's very well-rounded. I think you made a good point about Woodson being able to, put his arm around shoulders when they in the doghouse per se. So yeah, I love the whole coaching staff. I got no complaints. I think everybody fits well. I want to see what they do. As far as the KP trade, I think we need at least another 6 years to truly say whether we won the trade or we didn't win the trade, or whether it was a good trade or not. I was not happy with the trade at all, but once the trade went down, you got to wait until we see, at the very least, without who we draft with those draft picks and what they develop into. And then during that time, we'll be watching KP and his progression, whether he stays on the floor, whether he's, injury prone or not. So, that's my takes on I was holding those, from the beginning of the show. I probably forgot a couple of points I was going to make, but that was the base of those topics. As far as this new guy, I think it's or this guy you guys were just talking about. I'm not familiar with him, but being that he's not a potential draft pick, I think it's a win-win situation. I don't think we have to not draft somebody because we're looking at this guy, because you're not losing a pick getting him. You know what I mean? So I think if there's a guard that we like that's available in the draft, you still get him. And then, if you could bring this guy over, you still do that too. So yeah, I got no problem with that either. I don't think you got to make a choice as far as drafting a point guard or bringing this guy in.
I agree. Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, you can still draft the point guard and bring the guy in, and then, let it play out from there.
May the best man win.
Yeah, let the cream rise. So
we'll see. Tony, I appreciate the call, man. Sorry it took so long. I don't know what happened with this whole thing, and the stream went down.
How long you gonna be on?
Not that much longer. I was getting ready to go over to just Sportscaster, but now I can't even connect to Sportscaster. I'm back on YouTube, but for some reason Sportscaster won't connect right now. So we're just doing it here.
When you get some time, hit me up.
All right.
Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. Sim, keep doing your thing. Ronald, I see you, man. What?
Peace, man. Peace.
All right.
Hey, Sim.
Yeah.
Sam, let me ask this this question. If we're really thinking about getting this point guard, who I have no problem with, my only problem now is that we bring him on. We're going to have so many point guards where we have Frank, we have DSJ, we have Lamar Peters, and I forgot about the other guy who came from
Harper.
From Phoenix.
Harper.
Yeah, you got him. And so all together, that's like 5 point guards right there, where we literally have to find out who our starter will be and who will be the backup. And I don't even know if we would have the room to have another point guard. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that
all of them are subpar at best. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem. I agree with you.
Which is why, and this is why, like I'm making the argument that like a lot of Knicks fans are talking about, well, Mitch and everything, like these young players that we have on the Knicks are untradeable. I cannot agree with that notion at all. I don't understand why.
Hold it, Josh. I know you've probably seen the streams a couple of times. The cornerstones.
Don't even bring it up. Here we go. Here it comes.
This is very important.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this. Now let's go back. The cornerstones.
Here we go.
Are Mitch and RJ. After that, I'm all done. Now, what's your argument with that?
So my argument is you can't have a guy that's a cornerstone of a franchise that nowadays that just plays nothing but defense. I'm talking about Mitchell Robinson specifically, okay?
First
of all, the guy averages 9 points a game. His only offensive game is off pick and rolls and dunks, right? His game right now is DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan has at max averaged 12 points a game. How can you say someone is a cornerstone of your franchise and all they do is play defense?
Okay, so let me ask you this. You say that about him. Okay. What do you say about the center from Utah, Gobert?
So and that's why Utah went out to go get Conley, because I already knew that was coming. I was thinking about that. That's why Utah went out to go get Conley, because they needed more scoring.
Isaiah's here, really.
They needed more.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh my God! Sim, mute him.
But how you gonna tell me to mute me, man?
Josh, finish what you were saying, Josh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
Okay, so I said nowadays in today's NBA, right? I'm not saying Mitch is not a good player. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm not saying that he can't help a team win. But if you want to call somebody a cornerstone, Knicks fans are talking about this guy like he's Joel Embiid or he's Shaq or he's AD or something like that. Mitchell Robinson is not that type of guy. Mitchell Robinson at best is going to be a role player. If he develops a jump shot or some sort of offensive game where he can give you, up to 15 points a game, then that's a different story. That's a little bit of a different story. But
okay, all right. Now let me ask you this: every team has somewhat of a good development team, development core. Okay. Have we had that for the past 2 years?
We haven't had that for the last 20
years.
Okay. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say with that. So, and then to ask you a question again. Keep quiet. Don't even say a word. Isaiah.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah.
Don't even say a word. Never mind. It's pissed off, Kevin. Never mind.
We'll take you off.
Hey, Kevin. Before you finish, let me go a couple of shout outs before things break down again. One, Jason Young, man, thank you for the super chat. He may not even be here anymore because everything cut off. He asked, was I doing Giants talk this year? I hadn't really planned on doing a Giants channel, but I could do a Giants channel. I could do it right here on the Knicks channel. I don't know.
Just signed Logan Ryan today, by the way. I just got that in the notifications. Logan Ryan.
And Jason Young.
That shirt on, right?
Yeah, and Jason Young just said the same thing. Jason Young said the same thing. He said Giants just signed Logan Ryan.
Low key, if Josh had braids, he look like Mike Vick right now. Dead ass.
He also asked Jason. Hold up. Shh. Come on, man.
Why I get shush? That's crap.
And then he also asked, did you guys see Mitchell Robinson angry? Donovan Mitchell angry last night. He said he'd send 2 picks and RJ to get him if that's the price tag.
That's stupid.
No, that's ridiculous.
Oh no, that's too much.
Okay,
Not
that's a
two
little
picks,
bit too
one.
much.
you just answered.
Hey.
So Josh,
And
I give him.
Wait a
Hold
minute.
up. Let me finish. Payback
finish.
Carter. He said, I agree with trading KP. He said, I agree with Mark. No, he said, I agree with Mark.
Oh,
I agree
all
with
right.
Mark that trading KP set our team back 5 years.
Facts. That's all I said.
And then Gregory
That's a
Castillo
lot.
said, let's trade Frank and Mitch to make Kevin's blood boil.
Who was that against? Who's that against?
that was Gregory
Greg
Castillo.
Okay, Gregory Castillo, you got that
Sam,
one. You got that
Sam,
one.
Sam, can I say something?
From now on, Sim, when anybody comes into this, just start beef, because when I walked in, this chat went crazy, bro. It just from now on. You're gonna get someone that every time someone comes on, whoever's the last person to come on, you're gonna get them mad to get the chat going.
Sam, first of all, who made my name? I'm a bum. I never put my name.
It must have been you. I know it must have been you.
And he playing victim right now because he ain't getting attention.
Listen, Andy, let me tell you something. All these dudes in here are these Twitter fingers because they wouldn't say this to my face. All right?
Isaiah, no wonder, bro.
Isaiah,
You were trying to burn the house down. So
Listen, we didn't. Listen, let me. This is my last time I'm gonna say this. I did not burn this. Listen, this man. The recipe said 500 degrees, and everybody wants to claim I burned the house down. Now this man got a $2 million life insurance on his house insurance. He wanted me to burn the house down. Can we make this clear?
Don't be counting no man's pockets.
Hey Sam, you know it's my birthday, right? You know that, right?
Mark, can you say that again, please?
Don't be counting no man's pockets.
Thank you.
Who raised you, man?
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Nah, that's just facts
Mark.
in life.
Hey, Mark.
Hey,
Mark,
happy birthday to Isaiah, right?
It's my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Isaiah.
Is to keep
tomorrow.
my kids alive.
It's tomorrow.
And, and find a.
But
Happy born day,
man,
brother.
I'll hit you up on the
thank
text.
you, man.
Say your comment to
Thank
me,
you, Kev.
Isaiah. Say your comment to me. What is it?
No.
Listen.
Listen. All I was gonna say is stay in your lane in that Jack in the Box house right there. Listen, I've been in my room, man. Sorry, man,
bro.
Hey, Josh, finish what you were saying, man.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so we went up on a little bit of a tangent, but I don't like.
Welcome to MDK.
I don't like the notion that everybody on the Knicks roster, or at least the younger core players, are untradeable. Okay, if there's anybody on the team that I would say keep at all costs as of right now, it would be R.J. Barrett, not Mitchell Robinson. And I'll tell you why. R.J. Barrett is a guard. He's going to have the ball in his hands. He's a scorer, and I think he has the potential to average over 25 points a game, even without a jump shot.
25 is kind of.
I'm being generous. I'm just being generous. I'm being very generous. He's a scorer. He's going to have the ball in his hand. Mitchell Robinson, on the other hand, for a big to be considered a cornerstone of a franchise, I feel like you have to have Joel Embiid. Like, you can give him the ball and get out the way. I got it. I'm gonna take over.
But again,
and Mitchell Robinson is not that guy.
He hasn't had that development, and he's also been healthy. Something I can say that somebody else, a unicorn, hasn't been.
Fragile, Mr. Fragile.
Yo, listen, I don't appreciate these shots that I'm getting from left and right. Because I like a specific player.
So, bread, man.
So if the argument is because I'm a big proponent. I already called and I made this trade proposal a million times. Mitch Randall, the number 27 pick and next year's number 1, to Golden State for number 2 and Andrew Wiggins. I'm a huge proponent. That's a trade.
You called the show before.
Why Andrew?
Number 2 and Wiggins.
I remember that. I think I remember you calling the show before.
Now I'm
number 2 and Wiggins
to fully explain that, and I'm going to fully explain why that works. Because now the Knicks get to keep the number 2 pick, and they get to keep number 8, and we'll have Andrew Wiggins for the next couple of years, and he's only 25 years old. We're talking about a former rookie of the year. We're talking about the former number 1 pick in the draft. I remember that call.
Josh. Let him finish.
But Sam, I have to ask him this: didn't Thibodeau and him not get along?
Exactly.
So that was put out there. There was a report recently there was a report recently that Thibodeau was working with Steve Kerr to give Steve Kerr pointers on how to deal with someone like Andrew Wiggins. I think the reason why it didn't work.
No problem with him.
Right. I think the reason why it didn't work. I think the reason why it did not work in Minnesota is because he wasn't the number one option. You had Karl Anthony Towns there, and I think that collaboration, along with Jimmy Butler coming, it just wasn't a good mix of players. That's why I think it didn't work. But if you look at the numbers, statistically, last season he had best year. He had his best year, and he's trending upward, entering the prime of his career. I don't think we should give up on this guy so easy.
Called in with that?
Yes, that was me. That was me with that.
Listen, I remember him. He called a couple times, right?
As much as that sounds great, but I'm going to put that to a halt.
I really have.
When Golden State,
Pause.
Okay, but
when Golden State trades, if Golden State is trading, they're going to be active for someone else's pick if they're going to trade for number 2, bro. That is just facts. You don't.
Okay, no. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why that's not true. I'm gonna tell you why that's not true. I think Golden State takes this trade, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, Golden State still wants to win now, and they also want to remain relevant for the next few years. Okay. Taking on Julius Randle's contract and getting rid of Wiggins helps them because Randle's going to be coming off the books, and Giannis is going to be coming a free agent. So that gives them cap space. That's for cap flexibility. That's number one.
I'm gonna say this.
Number two,
right now.
Number two. Hold on, real quick. The second thing. Not only are the Knicks giving up the number 27 pick, Dallas's pick from this year, they're also giving up next year's first round pick. So then the next year, Golden State is still going to be back in the first round. They're going to have picks in the first round. So why wouldn't Golden State take that?
Wait. So you're telling me, So you're telling me to give up my 2021? That is a dub. I'm not doing that. And number two,
2021 is an important pick, man.
A lot of people don't know Golden State cap, right? A lot of people got to read into what they did. They borrowed another 250. They don't listen. They rather keep, if they have to keep Andrew Wiggins, they're going to keep him for right now unless they get a haul for him. So as of right now, they took out insurance, a $250 million insurance. They have a $17 million trade exception that they could use also. And they're not going to be trading those valuable assets to take on Mitch because he's not that much of he's not better than Wiggins today, bro. I would not do that if I was Golden State.
Wait, can I say
so that proves my point. We're calling
Josh,
Mitchell Robinson a cornerstone, but Golden State won't even take him. So why do we call someone like that a cornerstone then? If he's so much of a cornerstone, they should take him.
Wait, Josh, can I say something?
Yeah.
So here's my thing though, right? So you definitely don't want to trade your 20, especially if this is our first year with Tom Thibodeau. You don't want to trade our 2021 first round pick because we're most likely going to be in the lottery again. So I wouldn't definitely want to do that, especially how deep this draft class is going to be. Supposedly, hopefully, supposed to be deep. I wouldn't trade that. And then for number two, man,
like a double draft class.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a really good draft next year. And number 2 pick. Listen, I like LaMelo, but since we got the 8th pick, man, I'm learning that you know what, the Knicks really have an opportunity to be the first team in the top 10 to get a shooter. And I love LaMelo. LaMelo's my guy. I did a whole video. Shout out to my sportscaster guys. So no. So when it comes to us having to get 2 players, I just wouldn't. I think that's a little too rich. And then Andrew Wiggins, no. No. Not Andrew Wiggins. Not that good. That dude is.
So if the argument,
people want to talk about no motor. That dude has no motor. That dude is not self-motivated. I'm fine on Andrew Wiggins.
All of that is fair. If we're questioning if LaMelo Ball at the number 2 pick is going to be that transformational type player, I can live with that argument. If you don't want to make the trade because of that, I'm for that. However, don't say that, we can't trade Mitch because he's a cornerstone. Like, he's not someone that you build around. You put Mitch around.
Even the franchise is saying he's a cornerstone. When you have a franchise saying terrible. Go ahead, or let me
with that.
Yeah.
You just can't put your money in a rim runner. You can't put all your money in a rim runner because the guy's not doing nothing.
But he's not just a rim runner. But he's not just a rim runner. He's not just a rim runner.
Wait, Kev.
I mean, you're talking about putting $30 million into
one at a time. One at a time. Let Eru finish. Go ahead, Eru.
That's what you're talking about. Maxing these guys out once they get the time to get their money. You can't put $30 million because we made the point. We're looking at the Utah Jazz. They got Goldberg outside of Donovan Mitchell. They got Goldberg. Who else do they have? And now they're strapped. They can't get better because they got all the money stuck in a big man for no
and
reason.
at best they're going to be a number six seed in the West. They're not going to get any better than that because they don't have any chance to go get anybody else.
So again, I'm going to say.
Wait, Kev.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Kev, oh God, here we go. Kev, so what, Nick? No, Kev. So to me, right? Let's remember who DeAndre Jordan was in his prime when he was good. What is the difference between him and Mitchell Robinson?
Exactly. And DeAndre Jordan is overpaid.
But I'm gonna keep throwing at y'all. We did not have the development like we're supposedly having right now. You don't think that Payne's gonna work with Mitch?
I'm asking
the question.
But I think he's going to work with him. But what do you think his ceiling is, though? What do you think, like, at his best, when Mitchell Robinson's 27, 28, what do you think he can do?
I think he can average. If he has that jump shot in there, I think he can average 10 to 15 points a game, do double doubles, and probably 5 or 6 block shots.
A game? You can get all of that. You can get all of that with the exception of the 5 block shots anywhere else in the league. Yeah. You can find that in the league. A double big man. You can find that.
So I asked this question last week, Josh. So you're just willing just to give him up? He's a bum, right? Is that what y'all saying?
No.
Because what you're saying is, yeah, I like what he did, but we could do much better. So yeah, let's get rid of it. That's what I'm hearing from. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing from.
Let me just clarify real quick.
That's what I'm hearing.
Real quick. Let me clarify.
I can't believe, and the problem I'm having also is that I can't believe that I'm the only person that's standing up for this dude, and everybody else wants to put him on the trade block.
Listen, hold on. Wait a minute. Listen, I think Mitchell Robinson is a good player.
Then why would you get rid of him? If he's supposed to be with RJ, I mean, we got to have more stability with our players.
Hold on. Okay. All right. Listen, let me finish. I'm not saying Mitchell Robinson is a scrub. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I think he can develop into a really, really good player. But at his ceiling, right, the best we're going to get from him is pretty much best what Rudy Gobert is doing for Utah right now. Now, if we have the opportunity to trade Mitch for somebody who we think is a generational talent, I do that. I make that trade. Now, the second thing is, and a lot of people are not talking about this, in 2 years, Mitchell Robinson is a free agent. So there's no guarantee he's going to stay with the Knicks anyway. So what are we talking about all this development and everything and for the guy to stay here? What if he leaves? You know who his agent is? His agent is Rich Paul, LeBron James' former agent. They're going to tell this kid to go get money from somewhere else. Why would he stay here?
Andy, go ahead, man.
Kevin, I'm just going to ask you a simple question. What is the salary that you would pay Mitch?
Right now,
for his playing like he's a free agent and he's coming in and you can pick him up for what salary?
No, honestly, I can't answer that because he only had like a good year and a half. That's all he's had.
And we're calling him the cornerstone of our franchise. That's what we're calling him after a year and a half.
But the year got cut off. We didn't even finish the whole year.
Yeah, Kevin. But listen, if he's gonna be getting, let's say, even $5.5 million.
I'm not saying that. I'm sorry, Andy. Hold up. I'm not saying that, Hero. I'm not saying that, but we're giving up on our team, on players so much. He was supposed to be our diamond in the rough. Remember that? Yeah, out of that draft, we drafted Kevin Knox, we drafted Alonzo Trier, and we drafted him.
Episode out of Twilight.
Out of all 3 of them, I think we can honestly say that Mitch was the only one that really lived up to his promise. Out of that draft, out of those 3 that we took in.
Yeah, okay. Kevin, but would it be the same story, bro? Would it be the same story if Mitch was getting like, I don't know, $18.5 million for the same playing?
I can't.
See, that's like the difference.
If you're asking me if
you're defending a guy because he's getting less than $2 million a year, right? If he's going to be getting almost $20 million a year, he would have to ball out of his mind. Not like this, Mitch, and not like the Mitch that's going to be next season.
And I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he can't do that because he has all the potential in the world to do that. However, we need to. You want to call this guy a cornerstone? What is a cornerstone really? To us, a cornerstone is somebody like Mitchell Robinson. But to any other team in the league, that's not a cornerstone. We're calling him a cornerstone because we don't have anybody else.
That's
everybody, every
you know
team
what?
in the NBA.
I'm gonna end this right here. I'm gonna agree to disagree.
Okay, let me get to a couple phone calls, man. Let me get to a couple phone calls. But Gregory Castillo, shout out to him. He said Mark in his feelings versus Kevin in his feelings.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know who's gonna win that one. I don't know who's gonna win.
I don't be in my feelings. It's just be hate. I be just trying to defend hate, bro.
Hey, what's popping? You on Nothing But Knicks. What's popping, Caller? You live.
Hey, what's going on, Sam? How y'all doing, man? How's everybody doing?
We good, man. How you doing?
I just wanted to talk about that situation with about Mitch, how they were talking about getting rid of Mitch.
All right.
Listen, Mitch came into the NBA raw. He just started building on fundamentals right now. He didn't know how to set a screen. He didn't really know how to play the basketball game. And now all of a sudden he's just starting to develop. Why would they think about getting rid of him? It makes no sense.
That's all these guys are here.
That's it. And then the other thing is you have why can't we just stay with the young guys right now and just develop them? That's much better just to stay with these guys. LaMelo Ball is more hype. I don't even think he's going to be that all that good of a player like that. It's more hype with him. And then next year's draft that's so much more talent in next year's draft. Why would you want to do all this trading and moving around?
I don't think they're talking about going out and saying, okay, let's just pursue a trade for
actively shopping them. Yeah,
actively shopping Mitchell Robinson. I think they're talking about if something were to come up where this team or that team wanted to, do whatever trade, would you include Mitchell Robinson in the trade? And there's certain scenarios where, first of all, any player, I think any player, there's certain scenarios where any player could be traded. You know what I mean?
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the conversation is about that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are looking to get something, you're going to give up something. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes in order to change your franchise, you got to give up something that you don't want to give up.
Before they gave up Andrew Wiggins, how long was he in the league for?
What did he say? What was he say?
No, I said,
4 years.
Said Andrew Wiggins, 4 years.
4 years.
We're talking about putting Mitch on the trading block after a year and a half. Think about that.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I'm talking about going after a generational talent. I'm not talking about just going out trading Mitch for nobody. I'm saying if the Knicks think that LaMelo Ball is that guy, then I think they should go get him and include Mitchell Robinson. I don't think Mitchell Robinson is going to be that guy.
See, my thing is this. For me, Mitchell Robinson if there's a player that I want that I think is going to change my franchise
and be the guy.
Right? Change my franchise. Mitchell Robinson does not hold it up for me. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I like Mitchell Robinson. I think Mitchell Robinson will be a very good player in the NBA. I'm just saying he does not hold it up for me. If someone's out, if they said, okay, Donovan Mitchell is just hypothetically, Donovan Mitchell is, but you got to throw Mitchell Robinson in there. I'm not holding it up for Mitchell Robinson.
You
see what I'm saying?
But I don't think he's worth it for LaMelo. LaMelo is it's just talk. We don't even know what he's going to come in the NBA and be able to do. At least we know
and that's a fair argument. If that's the argument,
he's
then I'm
developing.
Cool with that.
He's coming. He's moving on.
It's one thing I like about LaMelo.
Wiggins, I don't even think he's a shooter. So, I think the Knicks' biggest problem last year was shooting anyway. So you're going to get rid of Mitch, and you're going to bring Melo in, and then you still got RJ. Where the shooting going to come into play at?
You got to keep getting them.
So we're still going to have the same issue we was at before. There's no shooters on the team.
Bro, we got free agents to look at also, bro.
Let me get to the super chat. Gregory said, now Sim say to give up on Randall too. I'll trade Randall in a heartbeat.
You damn right.
I have no problems. Listen, I'm not saying that I think Randall is a good player. But if someone said, yo, we'll give you such and such and such, and I think it's a good trade, I'll trade Randall. There's nobody on this team. There's nobody on this team that if someone gave me a deal that is good and is going to change my franchise, that I would not trade. I'm sorry.
But can I say one last thing before I do the phone? One last thing. I would my only thing I would trade Randall and DSJ, and hopefully Portland, which for that Portland trip pick, because I believe Portland is trying to compete. So I think they would take that cap space with Randall at the same time. And I think another issue with Portland was the fact they had no backup point guard.
But who would we have to take?
Could probably be a backup.
Who would we have to take back? Who would we have to take back with Portland?
Maybe they can give us their draft pick because they don't have money over there. Especially with the cap coming down, they're not going to be able to afford another draft pick or plays like that. Especially if they're trying to make another run next year.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I trade Randall, I'm not taking money back. I'm not taking money. I'm not taking money back that extends for years beyond Randall's contract, unless I know I'm getting someone who's changing my franchise. You feel me?
Rotational piece I can play.
Yeah. But hey, my man, I appreciate your call, bro. Appreciate the call.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, take care.
It's a pleasure, yo. Continue having fun. Thank you.
I'll pay you.
Real quick. Okay, real quick. Mark, you mentioned Trevor Ariza.
Yeah.
Didn't we have Trevor Ariza?
No, but we
did we have Trevor? We did, right?
Yeah.
How long was he here for? How many years was he here for?
I think like 2 years.
2 years. He couldn't shoot.
It was 1 year.
Yeah, but he couldn't shoot.
It was 1 year. It was 1 year. It was 1 year. It was 1 year.
Listen, he didn't become a player until he went to play with the Lakers, and then he made big plays in the finals. That's why Trevor Ariza got his name, bro.
And why is that? But why is that? But why is that?
I
gave up on him.
But you gotta wait.
But check it out though, Kev. Hold up, but check it out though, Kev.
Too quickly.
We traded him. That was a bad trade. Right, we didn't trade him. We didn't trade him for a franchise-changing player. We traded him for Steve Francis to pair him with Stephon Marbury. That was just stupid. That was just stupid.
Sam, you gotta remember too, right? Larry Brown.
He hated
Trevor. He did not like Trevor Ariza. He lost. Trevor Ariza even said that Larry Brown.
Bro, he didn't play LeBron or Melo in the FIBA.
Hold up, Mark. Go ahead, Isaiah.
But no, I'm just saying. So we got to also remember that, Kev, that yes, at the time, we all know what the table portrayed, but we also got to remember that Larry Brown did not like Trevor Ariza. Like Mark said, he didn't like rookies. And Trevor Ariza even said that when he was with Larry Brown, he lost all his confidence. He couldn't shoot. And Larry Brown didn't make it better. So when he did
get to New York?
What?
No, I'm saying
with Larry Brown.
New York?
Yeah, when Larry Brown was in New York.
It's done. You're done. You're done once you lose confidence here. You're done.
You got to look at the fact that they traded Trevor Ariza to a Laker team that was already established with Kobe as the man, with Paul Gasol. And then he played off of those guys.
Well, we didn't trade him to the Lakers. We didn't trade him to the Lakers.
We traded him to Orlando.
We traded to Orlando.
He went to Orlando first?
Yeah, he went to Orlando first.
But what I'm saying is he really took off when he went to the Lakers. He found his role and place on the Lakers.
But took off to what though? What did he take off to?
And this is what me and Gilmore was saying. He leaves and just starts busting our ass every time he sees us.
No, but see,
he's a bench player.
Is the guy. I don't believe Mitch is the guy. That's the only thing I differ with you on. I don't mind development stuff because you can apply that same development thing to Randall, to DSJ, to Kevin Knox. You could go down the line with every single player. We haven't invested in DSJ, and DSJ was promised the starting lineup.
And what happened?
And he fell on his face. He had a
hold on. But DSJ was not even good. He was starting to lose a lot of stuff, even when he was in the Mavericks.
Oh, no. Do not start that.
Don't let that fake.
He played next to Luka Doncic.
He played horrible next to Luka Doncic. He played hard. No, Nick. He played horrible next to Luka Doncic.
But he still averaged 12 points next to Luka. Had his whole game stripped away from him. next to Luka and still was better than any guard that we had at the time. He was still better on the Mavs, and they have a better coaching staff. To Kevin's point. But we could apply that same developmental stuff to anyone.
Yeah, you can't. Shout out to Jason Young. He said the same arguments we're making about Mitch is what we said about Frank. To me, LaMelo. Hold up. Let me finish. He said, to me, LaMelo Ball's ceiling is top 10 NBA player. I'd trade Mitch for him.
Mitch is not going to be a top 10 player in the NBA. He's not going to be Anthony Davis. He's not going to be Joel Embiid.
I mean,
that's not him. That's not his ceiling.
I'm not, and he doesn't have to be. I'm not saying that he has to be Joel Embiid or back my mind.
I mean, you call him a cornerstone, right? That's what a cornerstone is. That's a cornerstone. Those guys are cornerstone players.
Just because he's a cornerstone on a team doesn't mean that he has to be an Embiid ability.
Yeah, if I'm going to pay my money, he damn sure has to be.
Honestly, all right, guys, this is the last thing I'll say. If we're still having this if he's like this after this full year, then yes, I'm totally with you. I said the same thing about I said the same thing about Frank as well. If he didn't show improvement, and we saw towards the end until this pandemic that he was showing improvement. Am I right?
Yeah.
About Frank. About Frank.
Hey, let me get to another phone. Hold on, let me get to a phone call, man. I only got like 2 minutes left. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Hey, Tim, it's Darley. I got a question for Kev, man.
Yo,
Kev,
boy.
Yo, do you feel like Mitch really is like that big, makes that big of an impact on this team? Because that's, I think, where the disconnect is. Because I do see him as a valuable asset, but I don't think he's franchise changing. Like, I feel like what he brings to the table, we could get somewhere else. We could get somewhere else from someone else, or we could get something better.
Look,
right now, I feel like there's so many other holes we have to fill.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say to that. You have to build your base. You have to have a skeleton. You have to have a base. And what I'm saying is that between him and RJ, that's your good start right there. And then you start adding another stone, another piece. All right.
And I don't disagree with you there. I don't disagree with you on that point. What I disagree with on is that I think we're valuing these players higher than they actually are because we're the Knicks. And I feel like unless we get out of that mindset, we're always going to be here as a laughingstock. We got to start.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
True value of each player.
Okay, let me ask you this. You look at Milwaukee. They have the Greek Freak and Mike Middleton. All right. Would you say that that's their base? That those are two cornerstones right there?
They overpaid for Middleton.
Hold it, Mark. Let me ask him. Do you think those are two cornerstones right there?
The Greek Freak is. I think Middleton is a tradable asset.
Okay. Jaylen Brown and Tatum. You think those are two cornerstones?
Yes.
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Let me see. It's hard to say who Toronto is because everybody seems to be what I'm getting at.
What is Mitch compared to any of those guys, though?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to build that. Now listen. If y'all want to do this trade and get Donovan Mitchell to go along with RJ, okay, you won't have no argument from me. All I'm saying, wait, Mark. All I'm saying is that you got to have a base and you got to let them grow. That's how teams start. That's how Steph Curry and Klay Thompson started. You got to have that. And then they added Draymond. You got to have a base in order to, and if you're going to trade Mitch, you darn better make sure that that will be added to it as your cornerstone as well. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. If you trade them, you make it.
I think we all agree on that.
If you trade them, you're making sure you're not just trading them to get somebody else. You're trading them to make sure that you actually get a cornerstone, foundational piece.
Because one more thing. what Perry did with finding this guy, I don't know who else would have found him. I really don't.
Right, and you can also
looking at him.
But see, the thing is, you can look at it two ways with finding him as a diamond in the rough, right? You could be, okay, we found a diamond in the rough, now we're gonna groom him to be whatever. Or I found a diamond in the rough and I traded him for. I found a guy that was in the second round that we're paying $1.3 million or whatever, and I trade him for second round pick.
And Sim, let me,
you can look at it that way too. But I'm not trading Mitch just for anything. If the only way that I'm moving Mitch is if I know I'm getting a franchise piece back. That's it.
Yeah, the question is that's what I'm saying, because it's like when I look at Mitch, I'm a Mitch fan. Like, I love Mitch, but the thing is that, like, I just don't want to put his value up so high because we're Knicks fans. Like, we got to think about it. How do other teams look at him as well? Because
but
if his value is high, I'm sorry.
Right, but I'm not going to trade him for JaVale McGee. I'm not going to trade him for Clint Capella. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to trade him for something like that. If I'm going to trade him because he's 21 years old, he's got a world of talent, he's got a lot of potential ahead of him, I'm not going to trade him for, one of those guys, where he's already given us that type. If I'm going to trade him, I'm going to include him in a package where I'm going to get something really, really good.
And just this is my last point, real quick, and it's just that, like, we also got to think about it. Like, this isn't 2K. Like, we got to trade pieces. If we're gonna trade somebody, we got to trade them. Their value is high. Because let's say we keep Mitch around, he doesn't end up developing into anything, and then his value comes down, and then it's like now he's less of a tradable asset that we to get somebody who can actually have a bigger impact. Like, that's the thing. This is all a gamble, but we have to go into it smart. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, you got to toe the line. I guess you got to be able to toe the line to know, we still want to develop them, or this guy is so good that is dangling out there for us, that we have to, you got to sacrifice something. But, hey, Darley, I appreciate the call, man.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Appreciate you, bro, because I'm about to head up out of here.
I want to hear what Isaiah had to say. I know he had something on his mind.
Jason Young with another super chat. He said, I'm saying the floor for LaMelo is 15-10. His ceiling is top 10 player. He said Mitch isn't that type of talent. JaVale McGee can put up those numbers.
Oh, wow. That's a little bit disrespectful, but okay.
But literally. I mean,
But go ahead, Isaiah, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. I don't know if I want to end on Isaiah, but go ahead.
Well, first of all, it's my birthday tomorrow. So
tomorrow, not today.
Oh, okay, whatever. We're not gonna be on tomorrow, but got to do it for my next family. No, so I was gonna say, man. When it comes to Mitch, man, here's my thing that it bothers. Well, it doesn't bother me, but it shows an example, right? Is Rudy Gobert. That's to me the best example of paying a player $25, $30 million, and I think we see his prime. So it's like, if we're gonna base, because Rudy and Mitch are gonna, that's how we're gonna judge him, right? So if Rudy's on that level and he still can't be used in the playoffs, because look right now. When did we once in this whole 7-game series that they've been going through said, "Wow, Rudy Gobert had a really great game"? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear this playoff this series.
Yeah, it was more Donovan.
So you got Jamal Murray averaging 50 points almost. So let's just like I said, man, I love Mitch, but
how long did it take for Jamal Murray to be who Jamal Murray?
Kevin, we got 2 more years of Mitch. I just brought up this conversation with Mitch because his money comes in play soon. And if his development is not up to par, I'm not looking to pay him Gobert money, because if y'all think that he's going to get $230 million when his deal come up, that ain't happening.
Yeah,
so I like Mitch's talent. I think he's very, very good. But he has to.
Hey, can y'all sing happy birthday to me, though? Can I get happy birthday to me?
No, don't say happy birthday to that man. It's not his birthday.
Andy, sing happy birthday to me in Polish. That's all I want. That's all I care about.
Isaiah, your birthday in Poland is going to be like in 25 minutes, bro. So
But we're getting off before that.
Man. It's September somewhere, man. September 1st somewhere, man.
Yeah, but you know, hey guys, I appreciate you guys for coming on. Make sure that you guys go.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys get over to Sportscaster. Make sure you guys get over to Sportscaster and check out Die Hard Knicks podcast. Check out Andy's channel. You know, get over there and check out those 2 channels. All right.
Wait. Mark, I can't hear you. It sounds like you're talking to me, but I can't even hear you.
No. Please get over to Sportscaster. Check out Die Hard Knicks podcast and check out Andy's channel on the NBK network. All right. Make sure you check it out. And what?
Oh, Ace Boom Coon, your number one side, your number one sidekick when it comes to the sportscasters.
And do not check out Isaiah's channel on Sportscast.
First of all, that is crap. Listen, I am doing a video tomorrow on Kara Lewis where we're gonna have real fun tomorrow, guys.
I've been hearing about this video on Kara Lewis for like the last 3 weeks.
Oh no! First of all,
I thought it was 5 weeks.
Guillermo's worse. Guillermo's been talking about the Devon Vassell video for 2 months now. We didn't even know who was picking it.
Ebro, what's your podcast again?
Die Hard Knicks.
Die Hard Knicks. Okay.
Die Hard Knicks podcast.
Josh, shout out to you coming on after being a caller because you know most people calling don't want to come in. So
I respect what you said.
Hey, this is for the Giants. This is the first.
Definitely get some respect for that one.
Yeah,
this is the first of many more. I look forward to doing a lot of this.
Absolutely.
I'm sick of people in the chat joking on me, but don't want to get in the chat to see me. So listen, shout out to you, John. Shout out to you, Hero. We need more people like you. I think you're very courageous.
Yeah, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, John. I thought you played for the Giants for a second. I thought you played for the Giants, man.
Nah, low key. I thought you was in a penthouse, $30 million in your bank account with a Giants jersey. Ready to talk some Knicks stuff.
Nah, I'm looking forward to
my first time chiming in, man. So
Guillermo come. I'm gonna talk to Guillermo. That's the person I want to see.
He'll be back.
This is my first time chiming in, so I'm so happy that I got Mark pissed.
Oh, okay, Ebro. All right.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Hero. It's not. You didn't get me pissed off. It's more of just. I get ambushed, so it's like okay, I see what y'all doing here.
Somebody here.
So let me act my part and entertain. So it's all entertaining purposes. Like I tell Sync and I tell the chat, I'm not really mad because I'm kind of
yes, you are.
Man.
Stop lying. Yes, you are.
I can go from 0 to 100. I'm not happy now.
Hey, Aero, just mention Scott Perry and watch his blood boil.
Man, he needs to go, man. Like listen, I would pay either one of y'all to get him out of the Knicks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
I'm out of here. I am putting Die Hard Knicks podcast. I just put his link in the chat so you can go check it out. I'm gonna put Andy's link in the chat so you can go check that out. I guess I'll put Isaiah's in there. I guess I'll put it in there so you can go check it out. You know, since it's his birthday tomorrow. All right. And let me get Andy's up there so you can go check it out. All right, so make sure you guys go check these guys out on Sportscaster. All right, and you know they're all part of the NBK network, ladies and gentlemen. They're all part of the NBK network. So go get on Sportscaster, check it out. It's all good content. You'll find a whole bunch of content on there that you guys can enjoy. All right, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.